Hello everyone, welcome to Nilanjana's exclusive English lessons. I hope all of you are doing well. Today I am back with another poem from the grade 10th curriculum, and today we are going to read the poem The Glove and the Lions, written by Leigh Hunt. He was a contemporary of romantic poets like Keats, Byron, Shelley and Wordsworth. The Glove and the Lion also is very humorous. Why? Because you cannot stop from smiling as you read through the poem and understand the course of actions. Yeah, and one more thing which I also wanted to mention is that whenever you read a medieval poem, you will find certain things which are very common, and such elements are present in almost all the poems written during that time. So, what are those elements like knights, castles, chivalry, courtly love? So these were the common themes, and this poem is also no different. Once upon a time, there was a king named King Francis, and he was a very hearty king. Hearty king means he was a very kind and benevolent king. King Francis was a hearty king. King Francis was a hearty king and loved a royal sport. So he was fond of a particular sport, and what was that? He used to love watching lions fighting in an open area in his kingdom. During those days, kings they often had these kind of pleasures. They often indulged in these kind of pleasures. They loved to watch such sports which are very dangerous, and this king was also no different. So he used to love watching this kind of a royal sport where lions used to fight in an open arena. In an arena means in an open area, and all the kings and nobles and other respected ladies and gentlemen of his court used to sit and watch and indulge in such pleasures. And one day, as his lions fought, sat looking on the court. So one day also he was sitting and watching the lions fighting, and it was happening in his court. And not only he, the nobles filled the benches. Other noble people of his kingdom, the princes and other respectable men of his kingdom, they also sat and they filled the benches because they were also watching along with him. And the ladies in their pride, so all the elegant ladies dressed in their nice beautiful attire, they were also sitting and watching this royal sport along with the king. And amongst them sat the Count de Lodge with one for whom he sighed. Now, among all the nobles, there was one noble whose name was Count de Lodge. Now, Count de Lodge was also one of the nobles who was sitting among the spectators, and he liked a lady with one for whom he sighed. He admired one of the ladies who was also sitting and watching the royal sport. So, with one means he liked a lady and he sighed for that lady. Sighed over here means he admired. And truly, it was a gallant thing. So, what was the gallant thing? Gallant thing refers to the gallant spectacle of the lions fighting right in the middle of the court, and all the nobles and all the respectable gentlemen, the ladies, they sat and watched this gallant spectacle. To see that crowning show, to see this royal show, valor and love, and a king above, and the royal beast below. So there are a couple of things which were present in that spectacle. One was valor, because it was all about courage, and also love, because Count de Lodge was in love with this lady. And there was also the king, King Francis, who was sitting above, and the royal beast. The royal beast refers to the lions, those who which were fighting ferociously below. So the people were sitting at an elevated place, whereas the fight was going on in the middle of the court. Ramped and roared the lions with horrid laughing jaws. Ramped and roared. Now, with every moment, the intensity of the fight was becoming more and more ferocious. It was gradually increasing. Ramped means gradually increasing in intensity, and roared the lions. The lions, they roared in a very fearful and ferocious manner with horrid laughing jaws. horrid laughing jaws means their mouths were wide open and they were laughing in a very cruel manner, which was indeed a horrid spectacle. They bit, they glared, gave blows like beams. They bit means they bit at one another. Each of them what was trying to overpower the other, so they bit one another. They glared. Glared means they stared angrily. The lions bit, the lions glared, and they also gave blows like beams. Glared means they looked at each other angrily, and they also gave blows like beams. Now, blows are the fearful way of attacking each other, and they were so strong that it was as strong as a beam. Now, beams are the pillars, they are pillars of strength. Usually, beams are used for construction of buildings. So, they are very sturdy and they provide a rock solid support. The blows of the lions are compared to the beams. Now, lion is a very strong animal, extremely strong animal, right? So, the way the lion gave blows at each other was as strong as beam. So, you can say that each attack, each blow was like a beam, and it was extremely, extremely strong and sturdy. A wind went with their paws. Now, when the lions moved with their gestures, when the lions moved and hit each other, there was a wind that was created because of their movement. A wind went with their paws. So, a lion, they will always attack with their paws. So, when they hit each other with the paws, there was a wind that stirred up in the entire arena. With wallowing might and stifled roar, they rolled on one another. The fight was extremely intense, so they rolled on each other with might, with strength, and stifled roar. Now, the lion's roar is known for to everybody, right? Like we have always heard or even imagined a lion roaring with its full power, but in this case, it was a stifled roar with extreme anger. Sometimes the cries of the lion are heard in a muffled manner. So the muffled cries are referred as the stifled roar. They rolled on one another. So in this way, the fight continued and they almost tore each other apart, rolling on one another. Till all the pit with sand and mane was in a thunderous smother. The fight continued for a long time, and the entire place, the entire fighting area, the lion pit, where the lions were fighting, it was filled with sand and mane. Mane is the hair of the lion, and it was in a thunderous smother. Thunderous refers to a deafening sound, just like thunder, and it was a thunderous smother. So they were trying to throttle, suffocate each other with this thunderous smother. The bloody foam above the bars came whisking through the air. Now, the foam from their mouth, which was also quite bloody because it was filled with blood. Now, when the lions they attack each other, obviously the animals would also be injured. Their wounds are obviously visible. So, the bloody foam above the bars came whisking through the air means the foam sprayed through the air. The foams from their mouths sprayed through the air and it even went across the bars. Bars are the barricade, the fence, you can say. So it even sprayed through the across the barricade. Looking at this intense fight, not St. Francis, King Francis said, "Faith, gentlemen, we are better here than there." So even Francis, he heaved a sigh of relief and he said, "Oh my God, we are better here rather than being there. We are safe here, and that's a blessing for all of us. We should be grateful." D. Lord's love overheard the king. Now, at this point of time, the lady, D. Lord's love is the lady, the beautiful dame. She overheard she overheard the king. She overheard the king saying these words, and she was a beauteous, lively dame, an extremely beautiful, poised lady, and lively, full of spirits, with smiling lips and sharp bright eyes, which always seemed the same. Now, this lady was so beautiful that she always had a faint smile on her lips that added to the charm of the lady, and she even had sharp, bright eyes. Her eyes sparkled. It was not like someone who had dull eyes, but they were very sharp and bright, which always seemed the same. However, her expression remained unchanged. That also carries a meaning that probably she had those eyes, those expression for everyone, because she wanted appreciation and validation from everyone. There are women who always seek validation for their beauty, they seek validation for their worth. So probably this lady was also the same, and that's the reason her expression remained unchanged. That means for everyone she had the same expression. She thought, the Count, my lover, is brave as brave can be. So she thought, oh, my lover, the Count, is very brave, and he's as brave can be. He's the bravest man. He surely would do wondrous things to show his love of me. So definitely, my Count, my beloved, is so brave. So definitely he's going to do some incredible things for me. Wondrous things means incredible things. Why? To show his love for me, to show his admiration, to show his adoration for me. Kings, ladies, lovers all look on. And in the midst of this gallant spectacle, when there are kings, the elite ladies, the aristocrat ladies, lovers, when everybody watches this spectacle, in the midst of all this, she has a plan. So, what is the plan? Because she feels the occasion is divine. This is the perfect opportunity. It's a divine opportunity, a divine occasion for my lover to show his admiration for me. Let me test his love. I will drop my glove to prove his love. Great glory will be mine. So I'm going to drop my glove. Now, what's a glove? A glove is like a covering that you wear on your hands, sometimes to protect yourselves from cold. Sometimes we even wear it, to protect ourselves from dirt. And during that time, the ladies, they used to wear, that's a formal, it comes as a part of the formal attire to wear gloves. So she thought, let me drop my glove in the lion pit to prove his love. To prove what kind of love? Chivalric love. What is chivalry? Chivalry means when a man is especially kind, polite, and respectful towards women. When a man does certain things to show that he's very kind and he's very respectful towards women. So let me test this love of this, what my man has for me, and what I'm going to get in return. Great glory will be mine. So I'm going to be proud. I'm going to show to everyone that, see, the Count loves me so much that he could dare to take this risk of going into the lion pit and get back the glove for me. Foolish, isn't it? Anyways, she dropped her glove to prove his love, then looked at him and smiled. Don't you think it's so cruel? So, what did she do? She dropped her glove, and then, to prove his love, she looked at him and gave him a smiling expression, just to say, can you get that for me? He bowed and in a moment leaped among the lions wild. So this man, he bowed, means, he was ready to probably dance to the tunes of this female. And in a moment he jumped among the wild lions. He went and jumped into the lion pit. The leap was quick, but this man was smart enough. It was a quick leap, and return was quick. He also returned, in the same way, very hastily he came back. He has regained his place, and he went back and sat in his place where he was sitting before. Then threw the glove, but not with love, right in the lady's face. So, this is a very important line in the poem, because what did this man do? He threw the glove. This time he threw the glove, but this time he did not throw it with love. He threw it right in the lady's face. So, when we throw something on somebody's face, it is an insult. It's no longer done with love and respect. So obviously, he did not appreciate whatever the lady did. By God, said Francis, rightly done. And he rose from where he sat. So King Francis, he was watching the entire thing, and he said, rightly done. What a great thing this man has done. And he rose from where he sat. So he stood up from where he was sitting, And what did he say? No love, quoth he, but vanity sets love a task like that. So he said, he concluded and said that when somebody gives you a task like this, it is definitely not guided by love, and it is guided by vanity. Now, what is vanity? Only vanity can set a task like this. Only vanity can force a woman to compel a man to do a task like this. So, vanity is pride. When you are seeking validation for your beauty, and that is what is called as vanity. So only pride can give someone a challenge like that. And finally, the man, means obviously King Francis, he said that vanity definitely has no place in love. All right, so this brings to the end of the poem. So, what is the message that we get? Though this poem is for enjoyment and it has been guided in your curriculum, but still, we always take a lesson from whatever we read. We need to reflect, even though it's not a moral, we teach others, but we obviously can take a lesson and a learning and probably can reflect that when at times we are too concerned with our own appearance, abilities, no, it is no longer showing that you love someone. Like when you are too self-obsessed, being too concerned with your own appearance, with your own abilities, definitely when you are loving somebody, you need to keep those things aside, because love is all about caring. It is all about appreciating. Love is all about caring and appreciating someone else for who they are, not focusing on what you can get out of the relationship. Love is all about selflessness. Love is all about putting the other person's happiness and well being before your desire for attention. So, this lady was seeking attention. We call many people attention seekers. There are many people who always seek attention, and they try to do a lot of things, but what is recommended is definitely when you love somebody, you need to keep yourself aside, and definitely you cannot challenge somebody to do such a dangerous task just to get validation from the other person. All right, so that was all about the poem. Please do go through the poem line by line, and yes, if you have liked my explanation, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe the video with your friends, and with people, those who can benefit from this video. And yes, the explanation of other poems from your grade 10th, I will also leave a link in the description box. You can watch them. And of course, Julius Caesar videos, you all know that they are also regularly updated. Of course, Act 3, Act 4 comes under the membership. All right, thank you so much and have a beautiful day.